So welcome, my name is Attila, and right now we were talking about branching and tagging inside Apache Iceberg. And also we will talk, in this case, we will talk about Apache Hive as well, but this is a tool you can use actually when in the Spark or other engines as well, and hopefully soon it will be also in the Apache Impala in this case. So, but why we are talking about. Okay, so let's talk actually about, before we define actually what is this branching and tagging, let's talk actually about, let's say, an engine. I wouldn't talk about the Apache Iceberg because in the last 3 days you already heard many things about the Apache Iceberg. Hive is still actually on the market. Hive is still one of the most popular engine, and also it's an engine that many customers use it today, and it will be in the future as well. And this type of engine is good for the large scale set data set. It is not good for the small scale set of the data set. It has some kind of challenges on the small scale set part. But if it is on a terabyte of data or gigabytes of data, Hive is an excellent tool, and also a very familiar tool for many customers. Not in a different direction. Iceberg, you already know about it. And but we need to talk actually also about the ETL. And classically, actually, since the Hive is Hive, we have insert, update, and delete operation. And this is essential for the ETL operation, right? And you can say that, okay, I could have an external table, I could have a managed table. Most of the day or end of the day, I'm going to insert, override the data back to my table, and after that, my customers or my users can read or query from this table, right? Yeah, it's kind of boring. But to be honest, actually, to do it every single day, and to do it in the same way as we used to when we inserted directly into the same table, it is not so elegant, because let's imagine you have a petabytes of data, and on that case, you can have some strategy how you are able to make it efficiently, the ETL job. And there are some kind of, you can create a temporary table, copy the data files, validate it, do some kind of cleaning works, but this is heavy. It is extremely heavy to do it. Also, there are other strategies as well, like dead letter queue. When your data it's many times is dirty, it has some kind of information that is not necessary anymore, or it is just, I would say, the ID is missing, and you do not want to feed your data, and you only want to feed the high quality data into your customers. Which you can also, I would say, have some kind of selection, but still it's heavy. And and one thing that is good actually in the Iceberg, and also though the Iceberg principle, it is lightweight, it's elegant, it's something that provides some kind of feature set and also mindset that you can use or utilize in your day-to-day work. And one of this is about the branching. And this analogy about the branching is the same that you use in the Git as well. If you're using Git, you can also have, I would say, some kind of, from your code, you have a different type of lineage. You can try it out, you can fail it, you can drop it, or you can merge it back. And this type of feature set also available in the Apache Hive from the 4.0. Also, it is available only for the Iceberg table. The old external table, ACID table, it is not available. But as you can see actually, or you can see the community perspective, Apache Iceberg is one of the most developed feature nowadays in the Hive community. So this is available in the Iceberg and also in the 4.0. Right now, soon it's coming out, or today, or maybe hopefully to next week, the 4.1. And these type of branches is there. And these type of thing, you can already try it out and play with it. And one of the most used pattern that I'm very fond of it, and not too many people knows about it. It is about the write, audit, publish pattern. And we will have some kind of familiarity with this one. But first of all, I would love to scare everybody with this type of CQL that say that alter table, the customer table, create branch, let's say the branch name dev. After that, there is something that system version of some kind of numbers. It is my lucky number. And is it as hard as it look like? Yes, it could be, but there is an easier way as well. But let's talk actually about the pattern. So, as I wanted to express, my shoes is here. The data is majority of the time it is not, should not be ingested directly into your table. Why? Because you can have, in this case, like a staging branch. You are ingesting into the staging branch, and you have some kind of validation, clean, auditing, to that data is valuable. And only the valuable data you have to merge it back into for your customer. And everything else, it should be dropped. And it is, we will see actually how is easy it is. Because if you are directly inserting to your branch and you fail it, you after that needs to have some kind of cleaning work, update, delete, whatever, and it is not so cool. And with these type of things that you say that, okay, let's say I have a customer table, I'm going to create a branch from it, let's say the staging branch. You are inserting or modifying immediately into your staging branch. And when it is done, merging back to your target branch, which could be also the customer one or something else. And also, what is need to be these type of branches that we are creating here, it is also fully ACID compliant. You have the same feature set that you can have on the main branch as well. But I know it is hard to imagine. Let's, I would say, convert this type of thing into the CQL. Before that, to a flow. So how does it look like? Let's say that I have a main branch. The main branch, the snapshot is S35. I'm going to create a new branch. Let's say the staging branch. The staging branch will have the same commit, right? In the staging branch, I'm going to ingest data, let's say insert, whatever. After that, the insert is happened. Let me validate this data. Let me filter it out where the ID is null, or the email address is not provided, or the email address is not fit to the conditions. Those type of things, I can even remove it with the delete operation, right? And if it is done, after that, we will have a new snapshot, S36. And if it is validated, if it is clean, if it is nice, this is the time when I'm going to say that merge or publish or push into the main branch. And the customers of the main branch will never realize that there were an ingestion happened, there were cleaning happened or auditing happened. Only they realize that, okay, from now, from 1 second to another, I will have new data and clean data and high value data, and all of the trashes that we have in the data file, it is rid of. So this is the flow of it. And right now, let's convert it actually into the CQL one, just to have an understanding. This one is preparation. This is pure CQL. This is nothing actually that we need to learn here. So we have a create table. We have the table name is payroll. It has 3 columns. Let's say ID, name, amount, stored by iceberg. So it is an iceberg table. Cool. Let me insert 3 rows. In this case, Daniel, Attila, Tom, next time I will find some Chinese name as well, and when I come to here. And let's me insert it actually into the table, right? Simple. Select payroll, simple. We have actually the results that simple, nothing special here. Now the magic has started. And in this case, I say that I would love to create a branch. Alter table, from the payroll, create branch, and the branch name, it's audit. So it's going to have a lineage. It will be the same as my payroll branch, has the same data, but it is not copied. It is just a snapshot that is going to be created. So if you have terabytes of data, it is just a snapshot again. And please take attention, because this is, I would say, a crucial part if you are going to play actually with these branches, because it has some kind of rules or naming rules. If you would love to select from this branch, here you have a payroll, but after that, okay, you need to provide a fully qualified name for it, because after the default, this is a database name in this case. Originally, the Hive has a default database. Payroll, branch, it is always the same, underscore, and this is where the audit is coming to here. So this is the naming, and many, many people actually forget about this type of thing, because this is a naming convention that we have here. So if you are selecting from here to here, the data is exactly the same, right? There is no differences between the payroll and between the audit payroll branch. No differences right now. But right now, let me insert actually to this payroll branch. The same naming convention with the same insert part. Insert default payroll branch underscore and the branch name. After that, let me add actually a new row. If it is done, I have a new member here called Bianca, and this is only exists in branch. The original payroll table does not have this one. It is it's separate lineage. So, and of course, actually, after you validated it, after you made, I would say, the cleaning part or the validation or whatever, or just play with it, or just try out some CQL, you are able to say that I want to merge back into the main branch. Every single table has a main branch. In this case, let's say execute fast forward to main from audit. Minute later, you will get actually the original payroll has the fourth item that I recently just inserted into the branch. But I was able to merge it back. And this is the beauty of it. Just think about it, that right now, for the ETL job, you will have a lightweight part where you are able to insert, you are able to delete, you are able to clean out everything. And after that, when you are fully confident with the data, merge it back to the original part. Is it so elegant? You did not need to copy terabytes of data. It is just a snapshot that is created. Of course, the differences between the insert, there is a data usage, but it is not a full copy. Of course, there is a, let me shake. Of course, there is a possibility to drop the branch if you do not need anymore. There is a drop branch command, and if exists. Still, you can say that while we are using an alter table, I will assure this will be changed in the future. We'll come back a little bit for the branching as well, but there is another part that you can also be familiar in the CQ or not in the Git world, about the tagging. And the tagging here in the iceberg part, it is mainly a named version. Oh, okay, maybe a named versions um, um, of the snapshots. It's where you, every single time when you are inserting, updating, deleting, a new snapshot is created, right? But sometimes these end of the year, when the payroll is done or everything is done, you need to mark it that this is my, I would say, end of year um, data that is I always want to go back for the next 5 years. Because let's say I'm working for a bank and I wanted to go back and see that how does it look like 5 years ago. It is a possibility. So tagging is a pretty easy feature, and mainly actually just to name shot. This is something that is oh, it's a little bit odd. So this is something that is you can see that how does it look like in a year in a real world. You can say that end of the year, the last one that the last record that I have, let me tag with year end of 2024. Or before I start a mass update, I'm going to add tag also for before the cleaning or before the mass update or the Q4 reports about it, that how does it look like in the past. And it's easy to create it. So also, it's also something that we need to learn about it. It is there every single table is, let's say, the default database, the payroll has a history part of it. And if you are querying this type of thing, you will have this, I would say, this system-related table that you can get it back. And you can see here all the modification that happened in the past with this table, right? And you can see the first row where the parent ID is null. In this case, actually, this is the first row. Otherwise, actually, this is a cross-lay check that which snapshot is belong to which one. And let's say I would love to choose the third row, and I would love to add a tag here. So what I need to do, here is the number, this 3354, and I would love to name it. And how I can create, let's say the alter table, it is in this case not the create branch, but the create tag, let's say end of year audit for system version as of this. Also, it is possible to have a system time, and the system time, okay, let me, now it's party time, okay. And also it is possible to have for the system time as well. In that case, actually you can need to provide exactly the same date that you can see previously. Oops, not here, but here. And if you provide it, there will be a name. There will be a name for this tag. Or this is actually end of year audit 2025B, whatever. Also, you are able to drop the tag, but it is not as interesting. So, but how we are able to select from the past? Because it's belong to a little bit for the time travel as well. Because if you are right now have a tag, you do not need to know the system version or the time of it. Because right now from here, you are able to select from, again, this type of fully qualified name, default, payroll, in this case, the table name, tag underscore, again, this is not branch, it is tag underscore, and the tag name. And you can go it back, and you can see that how does it look like in the past. It is, I would say, the named version of the time traveling in the iceberg. Again, it's lightweight, it is beautiful, it is way more elegant than it used to be. And every single time we can go back in time. We can And we can easily go back actually for the audit reports or for the, before we updated something. It is just simple. Also, if there is a special keys as well that I would love to highlight it, it's called the refs or the references. If you, this is also like a system result that you are able to get it back. You will see in this case for the payroll that what kind of references do I have. I could have a branch. In this case, I only have the main branch. Always have a main branch. Or I also have a tag. That what kind of tag or tags do I have here? With this refs keyword, you are able to see that what it is there. And one thing that I always complain about in the Hive community itself, it is that we are not very friendly with the SQL one. If somebody used actually Hive in the past, we always use the alter table for everything. Closely everything. That is, if it is possible to use something, a special command, we use alter table. And from this perspective, we've started to have create more elegant syntax or syntax sugar that is coming up in the next releases, which is called the Hive 4.2 releases, that hopefully it will come up in the summer or maybe early of the September, but still you are able to try it out with your with the Docker images, or with the, if you would love to build it from the code, it is also possible. And from the 4.2, we will have a way more nicer syntax, because you do not need to have alter, table, whatever, with the table name, and after that create branch. It will be way more simple to say create branch audit from payroll. Or create tag, what will be the tag. And also, in the end of the things, you can have the retention policy as well. And this retention policy will be help actually for the table maintenance tools, like we will describe it a little bit in the afternoon, or this will be the last session, to say to keep that I need this snapshot for the next 1 year or the next 5 years. Please do not touch it, because it is necessary for my auditing. And this is, I would say, it will be kept as it is. So these type of syntax sugar come up, and hopefully you will like it if you will try out. And these things, it's also, you'll be very cool by it. But before I close it, I will also wanted to say some kind of limitations that needs to be mentioned about this, because yes, this is a very good tool. Yes, it is possible to, I would say, revolutionize your ETL job, because it will be easier. But there are limitations. And one of the limitations that I wanted to say, it's about the conflict management. So let's say you have, in the main branch, there's 35, you are going to create a new branch. You are ingesting the data, but somebody somehow, somewhere, updated or inserted just one row into the main. Now, what will happen? Even it happens in the Git, if you have a Java code or C# code or C++ code, it started to have some kind of conflict resolution, right? Yeah, here the conflict resolution won't be happen. This is a limitation that if you would try this type of thing, it wouldn't work. Because in this case, the iceberg does not provide actually to you a flexibility to resolve the conflict. It is mainly actually, if it is good when all the ingestion or this type of write, auditing, publish model, it's happening always on the branch, because the conflict, it is not resolvable in this case. So it is just an example that let me create a branch for the payroll and inserting into the main. Inserting into the main, but firstly I created the payroll, right? So I have a head, and the head will be changed when I add something to here. Also, in the same time, I add another part actually into the payroll branch, or sorry, in this case, the dev branch. And when I would love to try to merge it, a fast forward merge, which is, I would say, the most optimistic merge, I will get an error that you cannot because the main is not the ancestor of the dev, which is true. So this is a limitation. So it is, if you would love to have a conflict resolution, it is not for it. But for the ETL job to create a cleaning, auditing, validating, it is. And the second, and the second part actually of this limitation, it's about the table properties. You can say that, okay, in the dev branch I can play so many things. I can update it, I can delete it, I can whatever I would love to on the data file, it is possible. But there is an exception. You are not able to change the table properties because the table properties in this case is global. And if you change, for example, the table properties for the dev branch or the audit branch or staging branch, it will be also affected for the main branch. So if you would love to say that, okay, I changed the caching size or something else, no. It is globally available. It is not related to the branches. So, meaning this is what I would love to talk actually about the branches. Again, the itineraries will be that please try it out. This is a very good feature. I think this is one of the most cool features in the CQL world. And it is possible to create, I would say, a modern ETL one with the branches, also with way more safety net than it used to be. And it is, again, it's lightweight. You do not need to copy. There is just only snapshot and different lineage. If somebody wants to try out, go to the Apache Hive website, download our Docker images, play with it, and have fun with it. So thank you very much, and we will meet soon. Thank you. Bye.